was only a 17 race calendar. So, I mean, his peak was already over by then, to be honest. But I mean, Hakkinen just had the most ridiculous drop off imaginable. Though that's the reason why Coulthard ended up becoming their number one driver for like a couple of years. In like that stopgap period in between sending Hakkinen off into what was a sabbatical, in reality we all know it's a retirement, and bringing Kimi to the team. I mean, I've even once said that Sebastian Vettel was actually an overachiever in terms of like winning so many races at such a young age, like having 39 race wins and 4 world championships at the age of 26. Like, for me, that was a massive overachievement. And the fact that, obviously, as we all saw with his struggles in ill handling cars being a much frequent sight, I mean, in many ways, he did overachieve. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, how bad were those Ferraris between like 2010 to about 2013, 14 ish? I don't know. And like, how much did Massa and, of course, 2014 Kimi underperform during those years? Oh yeah, Hakkinen. I think there was a story where Hakkinen basically admitted that he lost his enthusiasm for F1 when he crashed out of the 2001 Australian Grand Prix with that suspension failure. Like, I think something broke in the car, and then it just sent him straight into the barriers, and it like gave him nightmares of what happened at the 1995 Australian Grand Prix practice session, where basically the same thing happened. But of course, at the Adelaide circuit in 1995, it was like a real proper street track where there's like the tire barriers were only one tire deep. And of course, it gave him like a massive concussion, and he spent like at least the next 4 or 5 weeks in hospital trying to what's it with his life in danger. Like, everyone was really worried about his like everyone. There were like rumors that people thought he was going to die, and yet somehow he miraculously survived and got back to fully cognitive condition again. Like, that was a really scary time for F1 because, of course, it only happened like just over 18 months after Ayrton Senna being deleted at Imola. And of course, if you're wondering why I'm using the word deleted, is because, of course, YouTube is very sensitive about certain words on this platform. So, gotta be careful, unfortunately, because they always sit there because they're so scared of like the real world political situation, and they don't want like they think that YouTube streamers might randomly start talking about politics halfway through a stream, which is something I very rarely do on my streams because I really don't want to like start rambling on about stuff that I might not be truly informed about, and I don't want to be arguing about stuff like the election in this country or that country. It's not what I want to do. It's not. This is not what my platform's about. Oh, Vettel versus Alonso. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like those two drove two completely different cars at different times. Like, we never got close to seeing Vettel and Alonso drive anything that was remotely similar. Like, Alonso was once Kimi's teammate at 2014. Alonso had a year where he was Hamilton's teammate in 07. And of course, the only thing that we've got to compare with Vettel is obviously his 4 years with Kimi. But of course, those 4 years was Kimi being miles past his best. So it's actually really hard to create a reliable point of reference. And of course, Alonso used to fight for world championships against Kimi back in 2005 when Kimi was much, much quicker at McLaren. So there's all sorts of different factors. But I will say this one thing: between 2010 and 2013, Alonso was better than Hamilton. He was better than Hamilton. And I actually Because for me, like what Alonso did at Ferrari was better than what Hamilton was doing at McLaren